This NFL Props Week 5 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money you're in with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Greetings, Sean. I'm live from Utah. I survived the first 2 legs of my desert excursion this weekend.
Yeah, then you're going to be meeting up with me in Las Vegas tomorrow night, VSiN Show, 8:00 Pacific, live from the circuit. Again, if you ever find yourself in Vegas on a Friday night, hit us up after our show ends at 11. We're always down, hanging out, drinking with Derek. Maybe he will bless you with a free hotel stay like he did those random Browns listeners. Although I don't know if they went to the game or watched the game. We got to circle back and see how their trip was. I'm sure they had an awesome time. But yeah, if you ever find yourself out in Vegas on a Friday night, come by the circus, say what's up. We're always cracking back some cocktails. Either find us by the Mega Bar, Vicky's Bar, or the NFL slot machine.
That's the beauty. It's a small place, so it's not hard to find us. And yeah, there's only a couple bars that Derek hangs out at, so we're probably one of those.
Very easy to find. And yeah, that is what Circuit definitely got right. Like some of the places on the strip, they're just like so big. Even finding someone that you're trying to meet up with is impossible. Circuit does a good job of like having everything you need and not being a massive, overwhelming casino that takes you like 20 minutes to walk from your room to outside, which is always kind of annoying. You get stuck in this like strip hole if you stay out there. But Ryan, always looking forward to Circa. And then Saturday, we will be in Tempe, Arizona. I think we're going to be pre-gaming at a bar, still figuring out which one. We will tweet it out over on X at Gamble Podcast, where we're going to be. Come say what's up. We'll be doing some shots, shotgun and beers, getting ready for Arizona State at home against Kansas. That's going to be a fun game.
I mean, again, it's just it almost sounds impossible to get to all these places. We're not going to be happy with ourselves afterwards. Very tired, a lot of airline, a lot of radiation seeping through the Boeing planes that we're riding on. This should be disastrous.
Well, and I'm just looking forward to all those Southwest miles racking up as an A-list preferred guy, Ryan. It's a breeze traveling on Southwest. Not a sponsor, but they could be if they reach out. But yeah, we got the prop show. Deli Llama. I mean, unfortunately, talking about travel, he's doing some shows on the East Coast, and I think the whole Hurricane Helene, which apparently I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. That messed up his travel, so he's not able to hop on the prop show. He will be entering his props in the Patreon pick sheet, so good reason to get on Patreon if you've missed it. But yeah, and of course, Hurricane Helene. We are teaming up with mountainprojects.org, doing what we can to kick some bucks back and encouraging all our listeners to do the same. Very easy. Just go to mountainprojects.org, local charity, do a bunch of good stuff. Shout out to Weehawk. You've seen him in a bunch of the chats and on social. He was the one that got us synced up with this charity. Just hit flood support. Toss in SGPN in the memo because the biggest donator will get a guest spot on the College Football Pick Show, hook you up with an insane amount of merch as well. So appreciate everyone tossing a hand, helping hand, and good times helping out the people. And we've already gotten a bunch of great messages. So awesome, everyone chipping in, and I know they appreciate it, and I appreciate it as well. Kramer as well also appreciates it.
I would say knowing some people, knowing a couple of folks boots on the ground.
It's insane.
Sounds like they need food, water, able humans, and helicopters. So
Yeah. So Mountain Project's doing a great job helping them out. So easy way to get in, help them out. Ryan, speaking of other news, I know there was some disagreement yesterday on the pick show about whether Malik Neighbors would play. Do you want to adjust your opinion on whether he will play this
No.
this week? You still think he's a go?
I've seen nothing to change my opinion other than the aggregators picking up one of the beat reporters suggesting that it might be a long shot to play. He's still not. I mean, he was out moving around on the field today. Was listed as a non-participant, but oftentimes you see this followed by a limited practice on Friday, which then leads to them getting cleared for Sunday. So yeah, at this point he's still on schedule. So I have no reason to believe. And Dable is saying that they're going to let the decision go as long as it needs to go. So, I mean, obviously it's a big deal if he doesn't end up playing. But again, the speculation from one beat reporter turns into reports that, and you see some of these ESPN chuckleheads reporting it again, sourcing it from one guy. So, if you believe that one guy, you might be right, Sean.
Well, I just don't think he plays because we haven't, with the exception of the miraculous Brock Purdy, who cleared it on a short week somehow. We don't see these guys clearing in 1 week. I kind of got sucked into Lane Johnson possibly playing, and then he even did get cleared by one doctor, and then 2 other doctors overruled him. I forget who it was pointing out that like the concussion guidelines seem way stricter earlier on in the season. And then as the season progresses, of course, in the playoffs, no one misses a game from a concussion. So unfortunately, because I do like the Giants and the points, I don't think he plays, but I do think we're going to get the full 7, Ryan. That's what she said. So I, in some ways, this might end up being a plus. As a Giants in the circuit contest, I think we'll close 6.5, maybe even 7 with this news.
Yeah, he's worth a point and a half at least, if not more.
Yeah. And shout out to Luke Mayer in the chat pointing out the kneecapping trend may be in full effect on that Seahawks injury report. Yeah, I mean, Seahawks are super banged up. Shout out to Noah B for introducing us to the kneecap trend. Teams playing the Lions the next week are 0-3 straight up, 0-3 ATS, very banged up. Giants do have the long rest, but we cover that all and much more on the NFL Pick Show.
Can I say something about this injury report nonsense? So I understand that no teams take the injury report seriously. We've seen this, whether it's Christian McCaffrey or whoever, it doesn't matter. They just lie.
Oh, he's fine. He'll be back next week.
But the idea that you don't actually have a practice, you have a walkthrough, and you list 16 players as limited participants in a walkthrough. What is a limited participant in a walkthrough, Sean? Help me understand.
I don't know.
How could you possibly have 16 limited participants in a walkthrough? It's a complete joke.
Yeah. Shout out to Jake Brubaker saying he got Tracy anytime touchdown at 6-1 when the Singletary news came out. I love that. I love that play. I don't know if Singletary goes, but if he does go, he's certainly not going to be 100%. I would imagine Tracy gets the bulk of the workload. What's your handle on that, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Big Tyrone. I mean, it does sound like the Singletary has a chance to go. It also sounds like a Dory and Drew Phillips, if you want to talk about all the Giants that are hurt. But it does sound like Singletary has a chance to go. I would actually say that I think there's a worse chance that Singletary goes than Neighbors goes. So, yeah, buy up the Tracy stuff. He looked really good in the preseason. Maybe these cowards will give us some rushing props for the Giants. I don't think they've released any of those, but certainly a Tyrone Tracy ladder could be showing up on the VSiN show, Sean.
Yeah, certainly. And maybe there's a couple that's what's great about the VSiN show, because we have this prop show, Ryan, and then we give out some more ladders on the VSiN show and our additional touchdown bets on the VSiN show, because there's a couple guys I wanted to give out ladders, and some of the alt receiving stuff doesn't come out till Friday. So great reason to check out the VSiN show, and great reason to get the Patreon, the pick'em sheets.
We're at that point in the season, Sean. Only 5 weeks in, and we've already gotten to the point where the props are getting scarce on a Thursday. These cowards.
Well, we are kicking off here a little early. Shout out to Kavan. I feel special finally being here live. Yeah, youtube.com/sportsgambling podcasts. It's nice because we were recording some of our shows earlier this week, so got to see some different faces in the chat, which is always fun. And again, shout out to everyone tossing us 5 stars on Spotify, really making a difference. I think we will be able to crack the top 20 and possibly release the second chance survivor, but we almost hit 1,000 5 stars, so the reviews really make a difference in the charts, and appreciate all the support as always. Kramer, let's kick it off. What is your first prop for NFL Week 5?
All right, I'll go a little out of order on the sheet because it's just a heat check play. Justice Hill, 19.5 receiving yards. They bumped the total up a little bit. But I mean, what am I missing with this guy in this offense? I mean, we've seen this. He clearly has pop. I mean, even though we're getting to see some nice yardage totals from our boy Derrick Henry, you look at what Justice Hill has done recently. He's gone over this number in 4 out of 5 weeks this year. I just don't know what I'm missing here. And he, like you said, we were knocking drones out of the sky. I don't know if you saw that China set the world record for like some crazy amount of drones in a show. Well, Justice Hill was up there swatting them down with a broom last week. So yeah, we're going right back.
I watched a video of drones. It was on the Reddit channel Oddly Satisfying. It was a video of the drones returning to back their station, and it's kind of crazy that they all and they all know their places. It's like kind of beautiful in a certain way, but also creepy that machines can be that intelligent, Ryan. Scary in a way.
Well, yeah, we're literally, we're part of the connective tissue that's going to end the world, Sean. Satisfying watching these drone slaves go back into their drone homes.
Shout out to Japan saying, I love live shows during work. He of course told he had a great comment last week or the week before saying, fuck these customers, I'm not doing shit. I'm watching the Sports Gambling Podcast. Kramer, this is if CJ had passed away, this would be the CJ in memoriam ladder daddy Dalai Lama prop in his honor. Of course, CJ alive and well, just traveling for some shows. But Eric All Jr., the tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm taking his over 2.5 receptions. It's now 3 games in a row where he's had 4 receptions. And he led the tight ends for the Bengals in snaps. Ravens second in the league in allowing receptions to the tight end. And, I think the Bengals passing game in general might be able to get theirs. But if you're the Bengals, you're going to do everything you can to slow down T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Gonna create some good opportunities for Eric All Jr. I think he's interesting for maybe a reception ladder. Maybe not 2 touchdowns. I don't know. For whatever reason, they don't use him in the red zone. I probably will put like $10 on him at 110 to 1, 2 touchdowns just in case. But 3 games in a row with 4 receptions, leading the tight ends in snaps for the Bengals. They really like him. So Eric All Jr. over 2.5 catches.
I don't know if you saw the Dan Pitcher, the offensive coordinator of the Bengals, went out of his way to highlight Eric All when he was asked kind of a tangential question in a press conference. And he had a great quote on him. He said he has an eagerness to be violent. So I don't think Gesicki or Sample has an eagerness to be violent. So I think Eric All, I mean, he's clearly stealing this job away from your boy Mike Gesicki.
No, I mean, I like Gesicki just because basically he was going to be the Bengals tight end, and it seemed like they were going to use tight ends a little bit more. Eric All Jr., not on my radar, but he certainly is now. I know CJ was our early Eric All Jr. Supporter / truther, so glad to be catching him. Still, I think 2.5 is still way too low, and I mean, this definitely has some ladder potential. His alt reception and yardage stuff, I couldn't find it yet, but him getting like 6-7 catches, I think is very, very reasonable considering the game script and the opponent. Hey, have you signed up over on sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus using that promo code SGPN? They have a awesome prop menu. If it's not on your account when you first sign up, hit up the customer service. They can get it turned on for you. Just like once you get the prop builder turned on, Ryan, it's like, coming back home to Jersey and going to a diner. There's just everything you want on the menu there. First touchdown anytime, alt receiving yards. Very fun. Once you get the prop builder turned on, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus. They've been in business for over 30 years. U.S. customers welcome. Highly recommend getting on over at BetUS. Always good to have a bunch of options. If you are traveling, maybe need access to BetUS. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. America's favorite sports book. Promo code SGPN. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Kramer, what's your second prop?
All right, prop number 2. Let's head into the foreign game, the game across the pond, the early game. Give us a reason to wake up. Jordan Addison was a surprise, not a surprise active, but surprised to see how good he looked last week. He really provides a nice bit of depth for them at the receiver position. And we just saw TJ Hawkinson getting activated, should be back in the next two weeks too. But Addison in a matchup where we have Jefferson and Sauce on the other side, we just saw Jordan Addison on only 3 catches go for 73 yards, I believe. I think this number 36.5 receiving yards. I dabbled with the catches here, but he tends to have an explosive play. And the way that this Vikings team is playing, I fully expect this explosive play to come on the first drive and the scripted stuff. But either way, even with a little bit of rain, I like Jordan Addison to get over this tiny total of 36.5. And again, I've already been hearing the chirping from Jefferson. It seems like he can't be shut down. And so I actually kind of like his props in this game as well.
Really?
A little scary to take receiving props or passing props in a London game, but the Jordan Addison number is way too small. 36.5 has ladder potential, but I didn't. Not my ladder this week, but we're going over 36.5.
All right, yeah, no, I mean Addison in this spot makes a bunch of sense. And I was looking at Vikings actually lead the league in pass yards given up. I think some of that was like game flow because they got up so big against opponents and we're playing in some garbage time. That was kind of surprising. What isn't surprising or kind of leading to my next game prop here. Well, it is a passing prop, Ryan, in the London game. Rhythm also likes it. Of course, go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your 7-day free trial. They were crushing it last week in the NFL, running it back for a very good NFL week 5. And the model likes it. I like it. Aaron Rodgers over a half interception. You're getting plus 115 on that. Vikings lead the league in interception so far this season with 8. Sloppy field. You're going to be dealing with the blitzing Vikings defense. The Jets offense in general felt a little out of sorts. I mean, a lot of the stuff the Broncos did to fluster the Jets offense in rainy conditions, I think the Vikings will be able to do that in raining conditions. Similar things. There's obviously a little disconnect going on with the cadence. You saw Rodgers with some pouty face, guys running the wrong. You can just see him with the emphatic chin snap getting ripped off as he throws a pick. This just feels like a good time to fade Aaron Rodgers. Usually pretty safe with the ball, but I love the Vikings defense here. Love the matchup. Love the blitzing aggressiveness, and the conditions seems like a good play. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers over a half interception.
And it's interesting, this conversation about the cadence. I almost think that Robert Saleh is talking about the tempo more than the cadence, reading into some more of the stuff that they would consider changing. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I like this angle. I like any sort of fade on the Jets.
Well, Ryan, just real quick, like I think it's kind of the same thing in that, like, Aaron, it is tempo and it is cadence, right? Because Aaron Rodgers likes to go up and like bleed the play clock down with a slow cadence, and then there also is the actual of him calling hut. But I think he likes to work it and see the field and really use as much time as he can to diagnose what the defense is going to do. The counter, obviously, is you lose pace, you lose like some momentum, you give the defense a chance to catch their breath. Like there's certainly reasons why you want to play up tempo. But yeah, I think that's part of it as well.
That's interesting because the Giants' offensive strategy for that game was basically to run more heavy personnel and snap the ball earlier to avoid Flores being able to play games at the snap. And so it seems like that would be a real bad move if they just rolled out the same strategy. It didn't look too good last week against the Broncos, who maybe you could argue similar defensive approach there. Certainly with their willingness to want to confuse you at the snap. All right. I mean, I think in general too, like the people who are betting the Jets and telling people to put the Jets in teasers, like, what are you doing? How dare you? I mean,
Yeah,
you're just recklessly sending people off the.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but the London favorites is a real scary thing, and I would never tease a London game, right? Like, come on.
No, the points aren't worth as much over there. Come on.
It's a conversion. It's actually when you tease over there, Ryan, you have to tease in pounds, and you lose.
Yeah,
you lose some value. You're actually teasing in euros, so it's not quite dollar for dollar. Shout out to Jong, chat legend himself. Jong's the man. 5-star reviews for SGPN, 0 stars for effing Juan from Walgreens. And Ryan, of course, I knew we really hit a mark with the audience when Jong reached out to text me about the Mike Oxmall clip. The audience really enjoyed me falling for that.
It was a "where were you" moment. I think people will remember where they were when they found out that.
I still don't know how I fell for it so hard. I thought I was familiar with all the crank names. I had never seen the Mike Oxmall. It's just brilliant.
Well, you know why you fell for it, and I was able to pick up on it probably because you're talking, and when you mispronounce a word, you don't think you mispronounced it because you tried to pronounce it that way. And I heard it, and I go, "Holy shit! Did he just say my cock small?" Yeah. Where were you when Sean? Yeah, where were you when Sean pronounced to the world that he's been lying on Tail of the Tape live on VSiN every 8 p.m. Pacific? Please tune in. And in fact, actually, that segment we saved to the end, the NSFW portion of the show. So you got to tune in late night for that one. Prop number 3, I'll play the Uno game with the interception prop. You know what's a printing press? Jordan Love to throw a pick this year, Sean. It's literally undefeated.
Brian, have you not angered up Packers Nation enough? I can't even open up our Instagram app without it almost crashing from all the angry Packers comments.
I think we're going to get canceled. I think all these stockholders of the Green Bay Packers are going to come for me. Some sort of civil suit. All right, so let's just look at the numbers. He has thrown an interception in both games this season. He has 4 total, and they're still offering this prop minus 120 over over a half interception. Got it. This is all based on the fact that he went on a heater in the second half of last year, which, by the way, was ended with a 2 interception performance against the 49ers. So until he doesn't throw an interception, Sean, we should almost just keep doubling up pressure. we're gonna load up the
Martingale, Jordan Love interceptions.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I mean, we got a little lucky with the Stroud interception last week, but I forget how dialed in I am on the interception market. So Jordan Love really popped on my interception model this week. I have this priced at minus 160. It's down there at minus 120. And I wouldn't be mad at you if you want to play an interception ladder. We saw it come home last week. I think the over 2.5 topped off at something ridiculous like 25-1 if you can find that in faraway places. But yeah, run it back if you want to. Jordan Love over a half interception, minus 120.
Shout out to the Hastronaut, Ryan, in the chat. All-time great YouTube handle, SGPN Live, while smoking on lunch break. Let's fucking go. Shout out to the Hastronaut. Real pros pro.
Let's be serious, chat. Let's get those avatar pictures. It doesn't have to be serious, but these guys with just an initial, it's amateur hour over here. I'm talking to you, EB Steelers.
Yeah, EB Steelers. Where's your what are you hiding behind?
Talking to you, Paul A. I'm talking to you, ZD Mills.
ZD Mills, longtime friend of the show.
ZD
right.
Mills can keep his Z. He's grandfathered
he's
in.
grandfathered in. Ryan, my next prop going to the Broncos Nation. Give me Gardner Minshew under 192.5 passing yards. This Broncos defense is really pretty darn good. Really put the clamps down on Aaron Rodgers, really put the clamps down on Baker Mayfield, and now you're coming back home. This defense is only allowing 146 passing yards per game. No Devontae Adams, so you have Surtain on the best receiving option, whatever they want to do there. And I mean, we've seen things even I can't remember a game where the vibes were this bad coming off a win for the Raiders. Like, I still think there's a decent chance Gardner Minshew gets benched, or it's at some point we see, them put in Aiden O'Connell. Like, I would not be surprised. Antonio Pierce seems to kind of be losing control of things a little bit, even though they still somehow beat the Browns. I think Gardner Minshew under 192.5 passing yards. It's low, but I just struggle to see how they're going to be able to throw on this Broncos team.
Hard to argue with that point. It does seem like this is going to be a predictable Broncos offense. That being said, good transition for me because I think it's going to very predictably lead to Brock Bowers getting a lot of manufactured catches. And if he gets a lot of manufactured catches, I think it's going to be pretty easy for him to get over his number. You look at the way this Broncos defense, impressive that they could limit so many total yards, but over the last 3 games, the Steelers 5 for 44 from the tight end position, the Bucks 8 catches for 55 yards from the tight end position, and the Jets last week 6 catches, only 27 yards. Brock Bowers a little bit different of an animal. If he gets 5, 6, or 8 catches, he is 100% going over his receiving total of 44.5 receiving yards. So thought about the catches, got a little scared off of it. Maybe I should double dip here just to kind of blend my exposure. But Brock Bowers is going to have a game, I think. Well, I don't know if he's going to have a huge game. I don't know if he finds the end zone, but I think 100% he's getting dialed up early and often. And so I'll take the over 44.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I think if you want to get super cute or looking for some real dark horse stuff, the Harrison Bryant props are pretty interesting. So yeah, just because Michael Mayer out for undisclosed reasons, it seems like he's not going to be playing Sunday. Harrison Bryant was got a bunch of snaps, bunch of looks in that offense, even some manufactured stuff. It felt like so. Harrison Bryant. Kind of an interesting play there if you're scared off by the higher numbers there with Brock Bowers, although Brock Bowers has looked awesome. So, and shout out to Alex Crouch. We need ladders on every prop show. I hit huge on Whittington and Justice Hill last week. I need more. We got some ladders coming up for you. Got a couple more props left. This one, Ryan, I always like a good quarterback rushing yards. I'm going to be playing CJ Stroud over 9.5 rushing yards. Again, also with these ones, definitely shop around. I saw 9.5, but even if you look at Underdog, their fantasy projections, but then definitely shop around because you can get some places that have 10.5, some have 8.5s. Which really makes a difference, especially if you're worried about a couple kneel downs there at the end. He's hit the over this 9.5 rushing yards 3 out of the 4 games. The other one, he basically didn't have a scramble. It was just 2 kneel downs. Texans, to me, team at home, might be a little desperate here to get this win. And Bills, 3rd in the league rush yards allowed to the quarterback position. Also, with no Matt Milano, create some opportunities for the tight ends and create some rush lanes. It feels like when you don't have a linebacker like Milano out there patrolling the middle of the field, I feel like it creates a little bit of opportunities for CJ Stroud, who is a willing scrambler. He'll give you 1 to 2 good scrambles a game. Again, 3 attempts in those 3 games he went over. So 9.5 feels like a pretty safe number there. I think rhythm also on that one. So felt good getting down on it. Kramer, what do you got?
Well, I was so what we've given out 4. My last one.
Yes.
You might not like this one. I predicted after Andy Dalton first game that might be the best we see of the Panthers offense. That might be the best we see of Andy Dalton, and it might be a slow burn down to the floor, like one of those sick ass SpaceX rockets landing itself on a drone, landing itself on a drone, a boat drone. Andy Dalton, his yardage total is 226.5. He's playing the Bears. The Bears have feasted. As much as we like to say bad things about the Bears, their offense or their defense has been very good, and their defense has limited quarterbacks. The only quarterback to get over this number was CJ Stroud. It took 36 attempts. We all watched that game. I think when you look at the Will Levis numbers, you look at the Anthony Richardson numbers, you even look at the Matt Stafford numbers last week, they all went under, and a lot of it was because there's just nothing down the field. I'm Deontay Johnson gonna play, but he's not. It doesn't sound like he's 100%. Sorry, Sean, but we're gonna take Andy Dalton under 226.5 passing yards.
Wow, Ryan, how dare you? Yeah, I think the Panthers hang around, but it might not be passing yards, and I think it's gonna be I don't know. Caleb Williams covering a decent number, a key number. I'm betting against it.
Yeah, I think just a lot of running in this game. A lot of running.
Luke Mayer in the chat saying Rodgers love Burrow Fields interception parlay pays 15-1. Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah. No, I mean it's a fun sweat too. Just checking them off as they each get their picks. My last prop, Ryan, probably didn't see this coming. We were on to this early and often. I haven't had many positive San Francisco props I've given out in a long time, but give me Brock Purdy anytime touchdown. Brock Purdy, if you've been watching, has been scrambling way more than he has previous seasons. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey is out, maybe his last season in the NFL. Arizona, the Cardinals have already allowed 3 rushing touchdowns to the quarterback. You can get a nice juicy price here, plus 450. I would almost wait on this. I feel like you can probably even get a 6-1 at some point closer to kickoff. But Brock Purdy, I mean, that's the biggest takeaway for me. Like he's some of it's, Trent Williams being banged up or missing some time, but some of it he just seems to want to run more. 5 for 11 against New England, 10 for 41 against the Rams, 2 for 12 against the Vikings. I mean, 10 attempts and it's not like they're calling a ton of design runs for him. So 15 carries in the last couple games. I don't think it's crazy for him to get a rushing touchdown. He does do the QB sneak. He's so at the 1, they will pull a Purdy QB sneak. So that feels like a great spot.
This is very strange. Did you see the clip of Brock Purdy saying he had a better 10-yard split in the 40-yard dash than Debo and Christian McCaffrey? And they went and fact checked it, and it was true. He actually had that's crazy.
No, he you think of him as just some hayseed from Iowa, and that he's just going to sit back there and won't run around. It's almost like Bo Nix. People completely ignore their rushing ability. Finally, the market has caught up with the Bo Nix rushing stuff. Like I was looking at that. Bo Nix, he has the lowest prices for touchdowns on the Broncos, which is kind of crazy considering what his pricing was early on in the season. Hopefully you cashed that week 1, gave that out. That was a nice hit. But yeah, like the market finally realized, oh yeah, shit, Bo Nix is going to run around, especially being a rookie quarterback. So a lot of reasons to get down on that. Kramer, of course, I know you've already signed up with Underdog Fantasy, but there could be someone in the audience who hasn't already signed up with Underdog Fantasy. I'm jealous because they get that initial deposit match, 50% up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And normally, some places they hook you up right when you sign up, and that's all you get. Not Underdog, man. I mean, my phone right now, Ryan, all the notifications I get, it's just profit boost after profit boost of all these Underdog plays. And, they even got some bonus stuff for MLB playoffs, WNBA playoffs, which I heard are going on. But college football, again, like college football fantasy projections, it's tough to find places that offer these kind of this kind of action. So Underdog Fantasy, get down. We will be giving out our Underdog Fantasy lineup here in just a second. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Kramer?
All right, ladder time.
Ladder time. And we do have a new sound effect, but with CJ being out, didn't want to debut it without him here. I'll save it. Involves Jack and the Beanstalk. I'll leave it at that. Let people do their own thinking on it. Ryan, would you like to go first on the ladder prop?
Sure. We got chalk all over the ladder. Perhaps it's some sort of ladder that the gymnasts might use to get up onto those high bars. Well, I mean,
we should get one of those for the office, like a little gymnast chalk thing when we're going to be doing something really chalky. I'm going to look at maybe a gymnast chalk bag has to be pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, that also. I mean, there's also the part of it that's there's just going to be chalk all over the office. It's going to be like LeBron coming into the game every day.
$9.99 on Amazon. I'm ordering it now.
You should get a big one, like a rock climber's chalk bag. You know, it's something that's going to be a little bit more manly. All right, so we're going to get chalky because we're taking Josh Allen in a ladder. Ooh. Rushing yards. They're going against the Houston Texans, who have allowed.
I like this. I almost considered this one.
Anthony Richardson, 6 for 56. Caleb Williams scrambled 5 times for 44 yards last couple weeks. Not exactly scramblers with Sam Darnold and Trevor Lawrence. And I think Josh Allen, again, got to have it game. But more importantly, a game where he's going to want to show Diggs that he's the man, not Diggs. I almost took an under on Diggs to go, but Bizarro Diggs revenge game here. But
an alt under?
I was a little surprised to find out that Josh Allen's rushing yards were relatively low. He hasn't run a lot this year, Sean. He's only gone over this total of 29.5 rushing yards a couple times, but did go for 44 against the Jags, did go for 39 against the Cardinals. Why? Because they were struggling and he had to step it up. Now they're on the road in Houston again against a defense that will bring pressure, will cause him to have to make some moves. The freestyle receiver we've identified in his offense, Khalil Shakir's banged up. So I think he gets loose. And I was shocked to see some of these prices, Sean. I'll tell you this. Josh Allen has gone over the top rung of this ladder in his career over a dozen times, and we're getting 10-1 on it. Bottom rung, 29.5 minus 110, 39.5 plus 180, 49.5 is plus 350. 59.5, which he's gone over a couple dozen times in his career, 6-1, and 69.5 rushing yards is 10-1. Simple system, but we're going to be loading up on Josh Allen this weekend.
Kind of why we like Josh Allen, or at least, hey, no Diggs. He's going to put the team on his back. He's going to, this is sure he wants to throw all over, but really just lowered his shoulder and running all over this Texans team is a smash for me. Almost played him, Ryan. I maybe a little cute here, but I don't think so. I went to the Rams-Packers game in a dome. We've seen the Packers give up a ton of passing yards. Ryan, Packers are actually 4th in the league in receiving yards allowed to the running back. Enter Kyren Williams. Coming off a 4-catch game. I wouldn't be surprised if Sean McVay is scheming up ways to get him more involved in the passing game, and his numbers are very low, even for a guy who had 4 catches last week. You're in a dome. Maybe you're playing from behind. As far as you look at the DFS prices, this game has shootout written all over it. So Kyren Williams receiving ladder, I'll start it at 28 yards plus 146, 48 yards plus 405. He's had a 60-yard receiving game already in his very short career. You can get 58 and higher at plus 702. Now that's the reasonable aspect of the ladder. If you want to go higher than that, you have to be OSHA certified. And this is, I don't recommend this for everyone, right? This is only for the true professionals, the true hashtag
Legends only.
But betus.com. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus has this on there. Get your props turned on. 68 and more receiving yards plus 1269, 78 and more receiving yards, 24-1, 88 receiving yards for a running back. Not even 100 receiving yards, Ryan. 88 receiving yards. He breaks a couple tackles. He gets loose. Remember what Saquon did in that first game? 48-1 for Kyren Williams to have 88 receiving yards. I love it. However high you want to go up the ladder, I'll see at the top. Kyren Williams swatting drones, getting those magic beans, baby. Bean stalking it. Let's go, baby. Yeah, does not Kavan pointing out he is not OSHA certified yet. We will be offering a training course on how to be OSHA certified for extremely high ladders, right?
I like this angle. Offering a training course.
Yeah, certified. And DGen University still taking applications. We will push back a week to announce it, but sometime next week we will announce our next graduate from DGen University, dgen.university, to fill out your application. Ryan's very proud of the URL, as he should be. Great URL, dgen.university. I think when we signed up, I did get some spam about how you can make your university accredited. Maybe one day we'll fully go down that rabbit hole of getting some accreditation.
I don't think it's that hard. Yeah, I think it's one of those things, like, it's probably not that, based on the scams going on. I mean, I don't want to slander our maybe a future and previous president, but he was able to figure out a university. I'm sure we can get it going.
There's a lot of people that have universities that don't seem real. So I think we I think we actually
have a curriculum, we have a purpose, we have a mission statement. I mean, we're making lives better.
Yes. And Luke in the chat asking, do we have some ladder merch? Yes, we do. The SGPN Ladder Company t-shirts. There's a bunch of ones. I like the white one or the red one. Those are pretty sweet. I'll put the link in the chat. And also we're going to be doing a special merch Monday. Every Monday, if you order with the promo code Monday, 15% off. So good way to start your week, supporting the SGPN merch store, doing your part in the war against corporate gambling, and getting some sweet gear. We just got some I love sweatpants that have zippers, Ryan, because to me, nothing worse than, you get your wallet, your betting slips, your little cash wad, your tin of snooze, and then they start sliding out if you're sitting on the couch or the sports book all day. So zipper pocket sweats just dropped as well. Those are great now that fall's hitting. Kramer, what do you got for your
#Legends Only
parlay? What do we got cooking up?
All right. So something a little different than what we normally have been, or at least what I've been doing, which is offensive players to score touchdowns parlayed together. Also, this is going to be the first time I'm doing a round robin on the show.
Okay.
4 things. We're going to round robin them all the way. So we're going to have 6 bets with them parlayed 2 ways. We're going to have 4 bets with 3 combinations of 3. And of course, 1 bet, all 4 tied together. All 4 defensive. We're going to London. Minnesota defense scores a touchdown. Then we come back to the mainland and a little Patriot love. Defense scores a touchdown against Stu Putley. So far, I don't see the problem. Then we got the Chicago Bears against Andy Dalton in that offense. Bears have been playing. They've been scoring a lot. Hopefully it's not a punt, because I'm only taking the defense to score here. And then the last one, system play. Pittsburgh Steelers against Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
All 4. All right, so here's how it's going to pay. These 6 two-way bets will have a max payout of plus 7054. So 70-1. The 3-way bets will equate to a plus 59393 bet, or 593-1. And the all the way 4-way parlay pays out 487250. So $408. So $100 pays $487K. Sean, by the way, we'll need to release some of the corporate resources to get down on this. So if all 4 hit, we are going to cash a cool right around 850K.
Oh my God!
If you spread that's with $100 across everything. Now, what I would recommend, because people always ask me how should I lay this out? Here's what I would say. If you're willing to, if your unit is say $100, or your parlay unit's $100, we're gonna put $100 on the 4-way parlay. So we have the mega $500,000 we can retire now. Now the other ones, we have a total of 10 wagers to make, and so we're just gonna do a little. If we want to take it down a notch, still have some victories in the round robin, we're just gonna spread $10 on those. Helps us, cash if we only hit 2 or 3. So it's a total investment of $200, Sean. We're doing it the DGen way. We put half on the all the way 4-way parlay to win $500,000, and we spread $100 across the other 10 bets. This honestly, Sean, this needs to be bet on real money. Send the accountants to go across state lines.
All right, Ryan.
I'm pointing out that the prices are good because I'm taking defense only. Defense. Yes. I'm at war with the gambling gods and special teams touchdowns.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Now,
did I just force you to change yours?
Yes.
No.
Now this is so like the one place doesn't. This is very annoying because one spot doesn't have the better price. So I can't quite round. Let me see. I mean, this is really annoying because why are they not offering? All right, I'll just manually calculate this because I know they're going to be offering it at some point. But here's what we got. It is a 2-touchdown round. So 2-touchdown round. Yeah, we'll call it 2-touchdown tight end round robin parlay. Now,
okay,
I like all these guys singles. And then I like them in a round robin, and the round robin, of course, it's 3 guys. So you're playing 3 2-way bets and 1 3-way bet. So 7 bets in total. Here are the 3 guys I like to score. So basically the round robin is 4 bets and then play these guys single, even though this is a DGen parlay. Darnell Washington, 2 touchdowns, 75-1. I mean, Rhythm likes his just anytime touchdown. He's tied for a red zone touchdowns with Pat Freiermuth. I think it's a toss-up. I'm going to keep looking into this Steelers offense in the 2-touchdown market because as we saw with Justin Fields last week, I think it's going to be kind of random who gets the scoring there. So because their offense is seen as bad, but really I thought their offense kind of found a little bit of a stride there in the second half. Darnell Washington, most receptions he's had all season. Also, Eric All Jr., 2 touchdowns. Again, hasn't been used a ton in the red zone, but that's why he's 100-1. 3 games back-to-back, all 4 catches. I like him going up against the Ravens defense. And then the last guy in the 2-touchdown trifecta, Colby Parkinson. 2 touchdowns. That as a single leg is 30-1. He's tied for the league in red zone targets for a tight end without getting a touchdown. So Colby Parkinson seriously due for the Rams. I like the game script in that game to be a bit of a shootout. So Colby Parkinson, 2 touchdowns, 30-1. Eric All Jr., 2 touchdowns, 100-1. Darnell Washington, 2 touchdowns, 75-1. Parlay them, sprinkle them, do whatever you want. That is a fun DGen only action. Shout out to Michael Brock with his ladder angle. Everyone's saying Kelsey's a smash spot. Justin Watson ladder. I like that. I like that a lot, Michael. And I'm sure, that's a great angle. I'm sure we'll be talking about it when we do our Monday night props on the Sunday night recap show, right? So, do we close things out here now? Do a little underdog entry?
Yeah, let's build something. I may
All
not.
right.
I cannot access Underdog right now, so you're gonna have to take command of the ship. Turns out a lot of things are not okay in the great state of Utah.
Well, Ryan, luckily fantasy projections seem to line up with some of these other props we discussed. So I'm going to start it off with one you gave out in the props portion as we transition to fantasy projections. Josh Allen higher 30.5 rushing yards. That to me is just a smash spot, right? You're in on that.
That's the base of my ladder. Of course I'm in.
What about Kyron Williams? Let's see. They got his receiving yards 17.5. I like that. Can I get you to co-sign that, Ryan? Feel like we got to start with our last.
I actually and maybe it was rhythm that was pushing me that direction. I actually was looking into the Kyron receiving props.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if the rhythm algorithm, also very sharp like myself, was all over it. So we got Kyron, we got Josh Allen. What else do we want to toss in here?
What was his number? 17.5 for Kyron?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I think that do we want a lower?
That's always fun. Or an interception. That's always fun. But I mean, I like the lower I liked obviously was Minshew. But what's the lower you like? It is good to put a lower.
I feel like we should have a lower in the London game.
Okay. What do you like?
Or the Aaron Rodgers interception. I do like that as well.
I kind of like let's see what Garrett Wilson receiving yards, because I kind of was thinking him lower receiving yards. It's 53.5. I don't know. It feels a hair
pretty
high.
Short number.
Yeah, I guess. And Vikings do have their issue with the passing yards, but that was like a different game script. But what's the under you like, if not Garrett Wilson?
No, I think we just play the Rodgers interception. I think that's I like that angle.
You like the angle of the Rodgers?
It might be spicy too. I mean, I know the IRL price is plus odds.
Yes, we get a little taste of spice there. So Aaron Rodgers higher a half interception. Kyron Williams higher 17.5 receiving yards. Josh Allen higher 30.5 rushing yards. Let's see if I got any profit boosts. Ooh, yes, I do. It's some sort of happy hour profit boost. I'm also going to toss in I'll do the happy hour profit boost.
Seriously, get in so I've confirmed now, Sean, that the Discord form definitely is the reason why I think more of the boosts are coming because we're in the Discord than anything else.
Yeah, if you go, I'm sure it's on their Twitter, but find their Discord. There's like a sign up thing you can do. But yeah, get in over there, keep the boost coming. Certainly a fun way to make the Underdog even a little better EV there.
Yeah, it's once you're in the Discord, you have to find like a channel called sign up form. It's not this easiest thing, so that's why you get these sweet. I mean, and Sean, I just got two more max play $1,000 boosts. So
love it.
Hello.
Love it. Ryan, I'll see you tomorrow out in Las Vegas for our VSiN show live from the circuit, 8:00 Pacific. Good times to be had there. Shout out to the Hastronaut pointing out that Baker 2 touchdowns moved to 121, which only means had to dip back in. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Love me some Baker touchdown action for tonight. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow in Vegas, Ryan, for our live show. Again, appreciate everyone tossing us the 5 stars on Spotify. It takes like less than you got like 60 seconds. Come on, do your part in the war against corporate gambling. We appreciate it. And of course, mountainprojects.org. Click that flood support button. I know they appreciate it.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Hit me up in the DMs at Kramer Centric with what team I should play with on the NFL slot this week.
Kramer, let it ride.